the U.S. Nationals with Blake Alexander, and your name's on a very short list as somebody who's won in both Funny Car and Top Fuel. Does that add any extra confidence going into an event like this?
I don't really think too far into that. I know that it's really hard to win one of these things, so especially the biggest race of the year. I feel fortunate to be on the list, but it's just hard work that's got me there, and I'm going to keep working hard.
And through the beginning of the year, the results weren't quite there, and then as it got on, you kept coming on stronger and stronger and stronger, and then boom, Norwalk, you outran Dickie Venables and Matt Hagan to get the win at Norwalk, and here you are now. So where are you sitting in the countdown?
I don't think honestly, I don't really look at the points. I've had a lot of people tell me this weekend we could theoretically make the countdown, but and we did the last 2 years here at this race, so we'll see. We built a new car at the beginning of the year, and it, ebbed and flowed, and then finally, as we figured the new car out, we look a lot better. But that's just been the story of the year.
What's your favorite part about driving a top fuel Funny Car?
It's hard. It's challenging, and it's demanding, and I want to deliver the goods for all the guys who work for me and all the sponsors that I have, so I like trying to be the guy who delivers the goods.
And you've driven for, I don't know how long. I know it's been most of my lifetime.
13 or 14 years now, professionally.
So you've been around the block a few times. Is this event to you mean more, or is it just another event?
It means more on Monday. During qualifying, it's just a long, it's a long event. But then once everything starts on Monday, and you can feel it in the air, so it means more to me.
And what's your routine before you go up and you get in? Because every driver's got their own thing. I have my own in my junior dragster. So what is your routine? Like, what do you do before you get in the car, before you make a run?
I just try to stay calm. My body's organically going to get very, very amped up, and I try to stay calm.
Well, I won't keep you here for too long, but thank you so much, Blake.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You found the Elite Pit again, and I found a 5-time champ. This is Courtney Enders. You're the defending Pro Stock winner on my channel here from that win at Bristol.
Yeah.
So what's the plan to repeat your success at Bristol here at the U.S. Nationals?
Well, we have a really good hot rod right now. We've been low for the last 2 sessions in a row. So as long as I can do my job, our plan would be to put this JHG Chevy Camaro in the winner's circle tomorrow.
And you got to maybe not be thinking about it when you go up there in the car, but you got to be thinking about it in the pits. 1 win away from passing on Dale, the all-time winningest woman in NHRA. How does that feel?
It's pretty cool. I mean, as much as I've always said throughout my career that the woman thing wasn't something that I wanted to focus on, this is a pretty big milestone for us. And to become the winningest female motorsports driver of all time in any form of motorsports is pretty substantial. So I'm excited about it. It's right in front of us. We got to go out there and get it, but I think we have the car and the team to do it. So.
And you've been doing this for basically my whole life in professional Pro Stock division. What has been some of your favorite memories of running Pro Stock?
Gosh, I don't know how you narrow them down, but obviously the firsts are what stick out in my mind. The first win in 2012 in Chicago, our first world championship in 2014 in Pomona. The way that race went down with Jason Line, came down to the final round, winner take all. That was pretty awesome. So, and then my first U.S. Nationals win in 2015. So we've gone on to win this race 3 times. I've runner-up twice. So I'm hopeful that this weekend is going to treat us well.
Well, you and like you said, U.S. Nationals, big event. Do you prepare any differently during the week? You got an extra day, or is it just like everything else?
We prepare pretty much the same, although leading up to this week in Indy, we tested in Tulsa, which is a track that's close to our shop. And I worked on some stuff with my car, my clutch linkage to try to get better, and then we did some testing with the quadra cars as well. So that was kind of the only difference, was we did some testing before we showed up here. But this is like a marathon race because it's so long. The sportsman racers have been here since Tuesday. We had 1 run on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and we raced on Monday. So it's one of those doozies that kind of wears you out, and it's kind of just you gotta make it through it. So we have 1 more run today, and then hopefully 4 rounds of eliminations tomorrow. And we gotta keep my mind positive, be fresh, be ready to go, and I think we can get it done.
And I've talked to Doug Winters and Pro Mod drivers on how those things work, but these things are a little different. There's no power adders or boost, so how does that affect how it drives? Because you've driven a Pro Mod too, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, the Promon car, I've driven a nitrous Promon car and a twin turbo Promon car. This is naturally aspirated. We switched from 2 4-barrel carburetors in 2016 to electronic fuel injection. So it's a lot different, but where that changes is that the weather plays a huge role in how we perform because it's breathing the same air that we are. These cars like cooler, drier air. When it's hot and wet like this, you see obviously slower ETs. But what I love about Pro Stock is it's a clutch car with a 5-speed Liberty, and you actually have to drive the thing. So it's a lot of fun.
And I was looking at your engine, and it looked like it was sweating.
Yeah.
Almost. How cold do you keep the stuff in there?
So we have this card over here is a chiller, and we plug it into the radiator, cold water through the engine. So we can walk over there and see, but it's probably around 50 degrees right now, and with the hot temperatures outside it doesn't get that low, but on a cool dry day we can get it in the 40s for sure. But by the time we go up there and run, sitting in the sun in the staging lanes, it's probably around 70 degrees, and just try to keep it as cool as possible. But that's the water that you see on the outside of the block.
Well, I know you got a lot to do, and you're probably busy, so I won't take any more of your time, but thank you,
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Thank you.
We're at the U.S. Nationals with the editor of the National Dragster magazine, Mr. Phil Burgess. And usually I do this with drivers, but you get to tell the story of the drivers. Right. You get to talk about it. So how's that?
It's amazing. Our relationships with the drivers has been built over years. Some of them are close friends, some of them are friends, some of them are acquaintances, but they all want to share their story, and they're very trusting with the information they give us. They know that we're going to tell their story, we're going to tell it accurately, and let the fans know what's going on. The fans can meet them at the ropes, maybe get an autograph. Like, we'll get all the behind the scenes stuff, what's going on with the car, what's going right, what's going wrong, and it's just amazing access that we get in our positions.
And I don't know if many of you know, I was on National Dragster once, and it's him that put me on it. Nobody else to thank for that but him. We saw him at Bristol one time, and there was these people, I think they're supposed to have a pass backstage.
It was a backstage pass, yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't there. So Mr. Burgess just walked over to us and just said, "Here, do you all want these?" Oh my goodness.
There he is.
Yeah. So
He's grown up a little bit since then.
yeah. What's your favorite part about doing what you do?
I think it's just the people. I mean, everybody's got such a cool, different story. You got guys that started from nothing, some rich people, some guys that worked the busted their butts on sponsorship, and just watch them go through their careers. Like Ron Capps, when I first met him, he was a crew guy working on an alcohol car, and now he's a 3-time world champion and a good friend. So it's cool to watch those guys, progress through their careers.
And have you ever raced yourself?
I have. Well, I've not raced in competition because I'm not allowed to, being an NHR employee. But I have. Got a competition eliminator license in a short wheelbase supercharged Opel that went 160 miles an hour, and that was a lot of fun. So I've been on that side of it and been able to get the experience of what it's like, the nerves and everything that goes behind getting in the car and making a run. So that gave me a lot of insight, I think.
And do they have you running around doing even more things here since we are at the big go?
It's a big race. We got all these call outs and sportsman racing, comp clash, Hemi shootout, all kinds of. We've been back and forth all over the pits, everywhere, watching what we can on the start line, getting back to the pits, everywhere. It's a crazy weekend.
Well, I won't take any more of your time, but thank you, Mr.
Of course, you bet, man.
Really
Good to see you again.
Good
Thanks.
to see you. The U.S. Nationals in the pits with Ron Tobler, and you tune cars. You've gone 330 plenty of times, back with Caps and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But what does it mean to you to be the crew chief that was on a guy's team, and you were the guy that made TJ go 330 for the first time in his career?
Well, I can't really say that because these guys here, I'm never at the shop with this race car. I fly in and put my 2 cents worth in. So I would have to give most of the credit to the guys that work on this car day after day, week after week. So I just don't walk in here and wave a magic wand and make all this happen. It's all their work, all their preparedness. It's definitely a team thing that we talk about. We DNQ'd at the last race in Norwalk. So we've had a lot of conversations the last 2 months to be able to come out and run that 73 330 like we did last time.
And what's more difficult to tune, a funny car or a dragster?
Funny car all the way. Yeah, that short wheelbase, you just don't have the leverage. That's why funny cars run slower ET-wise than dragsters do, because you can't move it as hard. But the 2 cars will run the same speeds, but you can't load a funny car, therefore you can't accelerate it as hard.
And what inspired you to come back out of retirement again?
Well, these guys have been friends of mine for 20, 25 years. And he set out last year in 2022 when I raced with Austin Prock. And then they came back out this year, and I didn't want to do it full time anymore like I did last year with Austin. But to come out here with 5 races with these guys this year, we're all friends. We've got a couple people from the Napa team here, so it's just like kind of being at home. And I'll always come and help TJ.
Well, I know you got a job to do, but thank you for that. Good
You're
luck.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
U.S. Nationals with Chad Green, and you started off a really small team, lucky to get out around. Now you're the man here. You haven't quite won an event this year, but you've been so close. Final round, semifinals. You've been to the semifinals practically every week. What's the plan to break through this week at U.S. Nationals?
Well, our plan is just to try and keep doing what we've been doing all year, try and be consistent with the car. So far, we've had a little bit of a rough start this weekend, but we're getting that turned around. Last night we had a decent run, not exactly what we wanted, but we're very hopeful to win here. I actually won here in Pro Mod a couple years ago in 2020, so yeah, this would be a great place to win my first Wally. That's what we're going to try and do.
So you, like you said, you're new into the Top Fuel. How are you liking it so far?
Oh, I love Top Fuel. I love driving this funny car. Pro Mods are cool. I love Pro Mods, but these are the ultimate. There's nothing cooler than one of these things.
And I've seen the Bond Code logo on another car. Do you have an alcohol project going on too?
Yes. My son is also running an A-Fuel dragster. So yeah, he unfortunately got eliminated today in first round, but he won in Topeka a couple weeks ago. So that was his first win at a national event. So that's going really good for him. And we plan to continue that, and hopefully one day he'll be able to move up to Top Fuel.
And the more you've gone on, you've drawn in more sponsorship this year because you've been having so much success. Does that make you feel extra confident or feel good about yourself that you've drawn in all the sponsorships?
Oh, definitely. That's the name of the game out here. That's what we're all trying to do. So it's definitely helped this year, our success, bringing new sponsors, and we're hoping to get even more for next year.
Well, I won't keep you here forever, but thank you.
Hey,
good luck.
Nice meeting you. Thanks, buddy.
U.S. Nationals, and this is a little different because last video you were driving, and here you're tuning Chad Green's car.
Yes, sir.
But how is it that knowing that when you got to drive this year, there was no points pressure and there's nothing like that, but then you still had the pressure on because you had to tune it?
I usually don't have any pressure when I drive, to be honest, because every year when I drive, it's usually a one-off race or a match race or a license run. So I'm pretty used to, I haven't had real pressure driving for a long time, but it's definitely a lot of pressure out here trying to make this thing go fast for Chad.
And what goes through your mind knowing first thing tomorrow, you're gonna race your dad?
Honestly, it sucks, but it don't really change anything for me. I just, I try to make the thing go as fast as I can every run anyway. So no matter who I'm racing.
And from your perspective, what is it like to drive a funny car?
I wish I had a good way to explain it. But so you know that feeling in the stands you get? It vibrates your tummy.
Yeah.
So you get that, but also you can't really see because it's vibrating your eyes. And also it's pulling 5.5 G's. So it feels like if you're riding an airplane and the thing slams down 1,000 feet because you hit turbulence, it's that, except for you're trying to make the thing go straight and not bounce off something. It's an insane feeling you can't describe.
So this is your first or second full season doing this car?
We did most of them last year. This is the first full season we've ever done though.
And you're sitting top 6, I think?
I think we're 5th now.
Fifth,
Yep.
Top 5?
Yep.
Top 5 in the points. So what's the plan for tomorrow to get the U.S. National point?
I'm planning on winning the whole damn thing, if we're being perfectly honest. The only way to move up in the standings is to win rounds. So we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing all year and win rounds.
Well, good luck, and that win is coming, Danny.
Thank you, buddy. I think so too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. U.S. Nationals after day 2 with Spencer Massey. And listen, well, I don't know what your reaction times were today because I don't have a great memory. So it's not really a today question, but you're known for getting off the line great in one of these top
I try to.
So how exactly do you do that?
Well, that's a tough question. Obviously, it's lots of practice and lots of runs down the racetrack, and it doesn't have to be just in a top fuel car. I used to run junior dragsters when I was a kid, and I worked my way through the sport from bracket racing, alcohol cars, now top fuel. And to this day, I still run my bracket cars. I have 2 dragsters and my Chevy Nova, and I hit up a race every weekend that I'm not running a top fuel car. not because I'm practicing, because I like to race. I like to have fun. And I think the more you can see the tree, the more it's automatic. If you could be automatic whenever you see the tree come on and your foot just go down, or you let off the button before thinking about it, because if you have to think about it, you're late. So practice makes perfect, and being automatic, it comes from a lot of practice. And that's what I've done my whole life, is practice since I was a little kid.
And you, this team isn't a multi-million dollar big sponsorship team, but it's got to feel cool to hear somebody like Alan Reinhardt say, well, this guy Spencer Massey, if he makes the field, you never know. So does that add any confidence? Or?
Well, for sure. And obviously this car with Pat Dakin as the owner and Scott Graham and all these guys that are working on it, this car has shown that it can win a race. It hasn't yet, but it can run the numbers to win a race. We just need all the stars to line up, and I'm ready. You know the team's ready, but I haven't won a race since 2015, and it's been almost, 8 years now.
That was in the Redfield car.
Yep, that's right. And it's been a long time, and most of these guys on this team's never won a race. How awesome would it be for us to win the U.S. Nationals for this team's first win?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Is there any advice to young drivers like me, or anyone that's trying to make a career in the racing?
Well, like I was saying, start off with bracket racing, or you can go into super comp or the alcohol ranks, and that's how I did it. But start driving early and keep working at it and keep practicing. If you keep practicing and hitting the tree and getting better and better, that's how you do it. To be good on the tree, that is. Now, to get sponsorships and to get it in Top Fuel, that's a whole nother story. So you got to start working at the sponsorship deal. That's why you have to go to school and keep up with the marketing part of it and figure out where the money comes from and how you can equate that to the race car. And other than that, just start driving the race cars and have fun. That's about it.
Well, thank you, Spencer.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
The U.S. Nationals with Hector Arana Sr. You don't drive or ride one of these bikes anymore, but I've heard a rumor that you're going to try to get back into it.
Well, I had some injuries, so I had to overcome those injuries, and it's just doing some exercising and get my legs strong. So, because it's not just riding the bike, you have to be safe. You have to make sure that you're not going to lose control and hurt someone else. So it's a slow process, but I haven't quit, and I will get back on the bike.
And Gage Herrera's done really great this year, Crossite Motorcycle. One of the two people to win that wasn't him was Hector Jr. And I forget where that was. It's been so many races this year. But I did watch that. So how does that make you feel knowing that guy that's dominated, one of the only people to beat him was your son?
Well, Gage has done an excellent job. He's got a good equipment. So we just have to be in our game and do the best that we can. And like you say, we can get him now and then.
And it's a U.S. National, so things have got to be just a little different than usual feeling going into it, right?
Well, it is. It's the big U.S. National, and it means a lot to win that the race and have the trophy and take it home. So I won it in 2009, Hector in 2011, and definitely it will be sweet to take another one back home.
Well, thank you so much, Mr.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This last year, but you'd already lost. This year, not gonna lose, right? We're at the U.S. Nationals with J.R. Todd, driver of the DHL funny car. What's the plan to get it done this year?
Well, first off, qualifying hasn't gone the way we want. We're in the bottom half, but we've won from the bottom half before. We're 10th, racing Blake Alexander, who's parked right across from us tomorrow. But it's Monday. You got to be in to win. It's going to be hot and nasty probably, and that's typically when this GR Super runs good. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully, like you said, we're leaving here with the trophy tomorrow.
Why do you always have to race my friends? You're one of my friends. You end up racing people like Blake Alexander and Caps. You're going to race Bobby next or something.
You know everybody out here, so that's the problem. You have way too many friends. But
yeah.
No, everybody's tough out here, and yeah, you just got to take it one round at a time, and it definitely doesn't get any easier after the first round.
So, you, like we talked about last year, you've won this event twice. It means a whole lot. Having 3, you'll be one of the first people to ever do that if you can get 3. So,
yeah, there's a lot of heroes on that list, especially in funny car. Ed Yason, John Forrest, obviously guys that have several U.S. national wins, and if I could just add my name to that list, that'd be pretty special. I'm really fortunate to have 2, but after You get 2, you want 3. Then you get 3, you want more. So we gotta get 3 first. So that's the plan for tomorrow.
What's your favorite part about driving one of these funny cars?
Oh man, just everything about it. Just the unknown. I mean, I've always been a dragster guy until 2017. Getting in these things, they're so unpredictable. I mean, my hands are dirty. They never got this dirty driving a dragster. The engine's in front of you. It just requires a lot more steering input than it does in a top fuel car. Not that the dragsters are easy to drive by any means. These are just different. They're everybody always, before I drove one, said how much cooler they are, and now I understand why.
Well, I won't keep you for any longer, but thank you, JR.
Yeah, problem.
The U.S. Nationals, Dale Creasy Jr. I've been trying to get interviewed with you for 2 years, but we have something really cool to talk about now. When you come off the big ground win, it's either 2 events ago or in the last event. Last event. How does that build momentum coming into Indy?
It helps us. We were struggling a little bit, couldn't get it to go as fast as we wanted it to go, and then when we got the Brainerd, finally on Sunday we got it to go. Made a few little changes for here, and it went faster, so we're happy with that.
So where are you sitting in the
Right now we're 11.
That's good.
Yeah, and with that run, with this kind of heat, there'll be some cars improving, but I think we'll be in pretty good shape with that.
So you're a former, I think 2-time IHRA champion. Is it any different knowing that you're not the John Force Racing caliber car? Or you just go in and you say, I'm here to win, and it doesn't matter?
Yeah, I don't. I know in my heart that we're not as fast as they are, but we're fast enough now where they can't make mistakes or can't back off for us. So when we go up there, guys will say they're my enemies in the other lane. Don't even think about it. When you're in the car, if you're thinking about me, I got you. So I just do my thing, concentrate on what I got to do, and I don't pay any attention to anything else.
What's your favorite part about driving a nitro funny car?
All of it. Yeah, I talk about it, the hair starts standing up on my arms, and it's the challenge. And this is my 26th year driving, so I've been doing it for a while. And when it goes well, that's what it's all about. We make a lot more not good runs than we make good runs, and that's the same for just about everybody. But the challenge of tuning it, helping tune it, me and my brother, and we got help from other people, and when it goes down the track, then you know that you've done your job and then I did my job. So that's the cool part.
And are your nerves any different going into the U.S. Nationals than any other event, or is it all just the same?
It's the U.S. Nationals, so there's a little more to it, but I've got myself to where I think of just this time. Like this one run. Don't think about the U.S. Nationals and its history, which is cool. I mean, this is the U.S. This is like the Indy 500 of drag racing. I don't let it. I'm sure it does. The nerves are a little bit different, but when it comes to race day, it's all concentration, and you just do what you do.
Well, I want to keep you going, but thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Andy with Amanda Busick, and I kind of stole your thunder. I interviewed all these people,
good, I love it.
But you did it first. So what is it like being the person actually on TV that goes and talks to all these drivers?
Man, I'm absolutely living a dream. And as you get to see, I know I caught you in the pit, so you get to talk to all the drivers as well. But just to have these characters that we get to interact with. I know we're standing in front of Antron Brown, and we have no idea what's going to happen for him. If that man doesn't make the U.S. Nationals, I don't know what's going to happen. But no, they're great. Everyone is approachable. They all have their own little ticks and quirks, and luckily we get to be the ones to help deliver it to the fans.
And have you ever raced yourself?
I have, yeah. I got my Super Comp license in 2016 with Frank Hawley.
So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer driving the car, or you like running around?
Oh, I like being on my side. Actually, I don't even like being interviewed.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're putting me on the spot. Well done.
Well, thank you. I won't take any more of your time.
No, you're not taking any time. Happy US Nats, buddy.
Yeah, you too.